people. Going to post a video the week of the 4th. I've already did my 4th of July video, but I came across a few things that I want to share with you, and you know, things that crossed my mind. I'm like, that's wild. Anyway, before I share all that stuff with you, I want to show you my view for at the moment. Okay, so you gotta hang on, go with me, check it. Isn't that pretty? I had to walk a good distance just to find some alone space because these kids out there at that playground. Anyway, it's hot, people. Hot, you hear me? Hot. Anyway, I was thinking today about, I had a dream one time, and I thought I'd share it with you guys because it kind of flipped me out of something I came across today. Let me tell you my dream, and then you'll understand what I'm saying. Okay. I had a dream. Now, this was back before my oldest son, was born. But I had a dream that I was going, it was a place like, that had a bridge, kind of like San Francisco, you know, that big, long, famous bridge that's up there. Anyway, I was going across that. And I got up to this man, and he was like a soldier guy, and he had a sword. And he said, across the bridge was my first husband and my son, my oldest son, what he looks like, you know. And this was before my son was born. Anyway, the guy that was dressed in like the military or whatever, you know, he said he had a sword, and he said, to get over there to your husband and your son, you have to deny Christ. And if you don't deny Christ, you'll be beheaded on the spot. Well, naturally, in my dream, I fell to my knees. And this dream, let me tell you, people, was so real that I literally could feel, you know, gravels on my knees where I fell to my knees to be beheaded. I woke up dusting my knees off, you know. Well, you know, that's kind of terrifying, that dream. When I woke up, I was like, what the crap is that, you know? Anyway, I got really worried about it, that dream, because, you know, I had talked to God, and I had prayed to God and told him, I'm like, show me myself in the future, either whether it's good or bad. Show me. Well, that's the dream. He showed me. Well, I got to looking in the Bible, in Revelations, and it says people will be beheaded. And so, I mean, it really freaked me out. I went to 2 or 3 different Baptist preachers. One of them didn't have time to talk to me because he was too busy. And I waited after church and everything to talk to him, and he's like, I can't talk right now. I got to go do this, got to go do that, you know. So I went back the next Sunday. He did me the same way. So I thought, I'll go to a different freaking church. He's going to treat me like that, you know. Anyway, I went to another church, and that guy couldn't help me. He's just like, well, there's different ways you can interpret the Bible, you know. So I talked to my mom about it, and my mom was like, you know, sometimes dreams are just dreams. That's what I was told. But anyway, I come across this thing today, and I'm going to post it right here in a second so you can see it. And what this dude said at the end shook me to my very bones. It shook me to my bones, people. You hear me? Which, I know it says that in the Bible and all that stuff, but watch this video clip. You'll see what I'm saying.
Have you ever heard of the Antichrist? Now, many worldviews and religions are still waiting for their alleged Messiah or Messiah figure, but Christianity is expecting a replacement Messiah, the Antichrist. Now, the Bible is very clear that the true second coming of Jesus Christ will not happen until the Antichrist comes first. In fact, even if somebody very impressive and allegedly wonderful emerges on the scene and unites all the religions underneath him, and even if he claims to be Christ, maybe even he claims to be Jesus, if the Antichrist hasn't come first, and if you even have to think for a minute, is that really Jesus? It is not. That's the Antichrist. R.C. Sproul said that unbelievers can tolerate Christ only if he's stripped of his true identity. And that is so true. This world hates the real Jesus Christ. They've made up their own Jesus, and that Jesus cannot save. But the real Jesus can save. Watch out, because the Antichrist is going to come, and the world's going to love him. He's going to be Superman to them.
I want to talk about the mark of the beast. Let's define what the mark is. The first mention is found in Revelation 13, 16 through 18. We are told it will be a mark that is placed on the right hand or the forehead. This mark will be the name or number of the beast, or as we know him, the Antichrist. And when that number is calculated, it will be the infamous 666. Now, this mark is going to do a couple things. It will identify those who worship the Antichrist, and it will also determine if you can buy and sell. Now, people can refuse this mark, but Revelation 20, verse 4 says that the result will be being beheaded. So at that time, people would be given two choices. Take the mark or die. 1 in 3 Americans have been implanted with RFID chips, most unaware. Now, an RFID chip, or radio frequency identification chip, is a microchip that can be placed under the skin that can be read by scan.
Well, wouldn't that freak you out? So does that mean my dream was true? Did you know another thing? That there was bones found at this house in Kingsport, which is empty now, but a guy lived there, and then he moved out of state. He lived there for quite a while, and he moved out of state. Well, they went in to renovate the place, to get it ready to rent again, and they found human bones in the ground, in the basement, and the guy that lived there was a wanted serial killer that's been on the run in our area. Check the video clip. You'll see what I'm saying. Weird. Hearing that thing, I swear. Some days, people, it's very hard for me not to come unglued. Anyway, hope you guys are doing good. There's a lot going on. They're saying now that there's flying snakes. And also, there's another thing, another pandemic started over in China. Some crap, It's enough to drive you insane. I tell you, it gets harder and harder sometimes to put one foot in front of the other and just keep moving forward, don't it? Really. It's so peaceful out here. But let me tell you something that was weird a few minutes ago. I know I'm not crazy either. I can hear my brother now. No, I'm not crazy. But anyway, let me tell you. I was sitting here enjoying quietness, just thinking about things, enjoying it, being serene, And this dude come walking out of nowhere from right over there. Right over there. There's a little, it just stops right there. There's no way he could have come. He was not sitting there when I come over and sit down. He was not there. And and he just out of nowhere, he just come walking behind me. He kept on walking, and then just, I don't know where he went, like disappeared. I think angels do walk among us, don't you? Makes you wonder.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no.
As the nation tackles multiple emergencies, it appears likely we're about to confront another. a very busy hurricane season.
The last thing we need is a hurricane barreling into a populated region.
Storms are just going to start hitting intensities that they hadn't hit before.
This is going to sound a little crazy to a lot of us. Scientists may soon begin releasing genetically modified mosquitoes. Let's get over to Davo, the science pro. I mean, there's a good reason for this, I guess.
Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And I want to bring you in on this, too. Right. Don't just walk away on me here.
Contact tracing ultimately allows the state to take children from homes where there is COVID-19 infection. Like H.R. 6666, you will not find that stated overtly in the literature the programs produce about themselves. It is an omission made possible.
Child trafficking has reached epidemic levels around the world, especially here in America. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, roughly 800,000 children are reported missing each year in the United States. That's roughly 2,000 per day. Many of those poor souls end up in the hands of people who use them for their sick and sadistic pleasures. Then the children are often killed to get rid of the evidence and witnesses. While there are some trafficking rings reportedly broken up once in a while, the vast network of abuse has not been unraveled, as it goes all the way up to the top. Politicians, intelligence agencies, media moguls, Wall Street titans, and other power players are involved. Cracks have been opening in the dam and leaks have come out, but we still urgently need to connect the dots, name names, and show the public the bigger picture. No one, from the low-level street traffickers to the big wigs in their ivory towers, should be allowed to get away with such heinous crimes against children. Justice needs to be done. While many of these children cannot be brought back, their victimizers can and must be brought crashing down.
You were today years old when you found this out, food edition. Lids on plastic to-go cups work as coasters. The ring in the middle of the lid is exactly the size to fit the bottom of the cup. If you want to heat up some food at night, microwaves have silent mode. To activate silent mode, all you have to do is hold down the one button. Run bacon under cold water before cooking it to prevent it from shrinking.
One of these days I'm going to blow that ice cream truck up. I'm just saying. I'm just going to go learn, blow it up with a bomb or something. Everywhere I go, I hear that stupid ice cream truck. Everywhere. Anyway, I was going to talk to you a little about something. I do believe that we're in the end times because, I mean, what a lot of people think is normal, it's so not normal, people. Look at it this way. You got people walking around that actually look like demons. And I wouldn't doubt if they wasn't demons. Well, and you got people in the background of this clip that I'm going to show you just walk around like they don't see that. Like it's this everyday thing. And you can clearly see them people ain't right in the freaking head, man. And another thing, like all that sex trafficking crap, you know, where they're getting little kids and drinking their blood and molesting them and all this. It's nothing but evil, people. We live amongst evil. And then you got some people that walk around this planet, act like that everybody's normal. I don't know. Some of that stuff's just way out there, you know. I've seen guys, and I know you guys probably seen them too. There's a bug on me, sorry. With big old looped earrings in their ears. Not just the earring, it pulls their earlobe down and around the earring. It's strange, man. You know, they've even got people that gets these studs put in their forehead where they look like arrows coming out of their forehead. What would make somebody do it? Nobody in their right mind can tell you that much. Anyway, I'm going to add some clips to this video, and I want you guys to check it out, okay? It's just some stuff I came across. There's another thing in here, too, that might help you out. You know, something I never knew. But, I wanted to add on my 4th of July video, I had, grandbabies dancing, and I had, different things, different people that really lifted me up, you know, make you feel good, just makes you happy, makes you smile. And I added that to my 4th of July video, and YouTube stopped it because of the music. But anyway, I had to redo that, so I apologize for that, people. Anyway, I hope you have a good 4th of July. You know, it's just 2 days away, and my grandson will be a year old. I can't believe that. To me, that just don't seem real. Y'all ever feel like you've been in like a time warp? You ever feel like that sometimes? Like some days just fly by, like you ain't got enough time today to do something. And you can do the same thing like the next day, and it takes forever for the day to end. That's crazy. I don't understand that. And no, I'm not crazy. I can hear my brother. Anyway, y'all stay safe and be careful driving through the 4th, because I've seen cops pulling people over just checking for seatbelts and stuff, you know. They just can't wait to do that kind of thing, I guess. I love you people. Just so y'all know that. And if it comes down to me getting beheaded, then that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can do. I will not deny Christ. Because to do that, you go to hell. You know that, right? You just don't do that kind of thing. If it come down to me being beheaded, I guess I'll end up being beheaded. Anyway, the Guardians are here, so I got to go. Find peace if you can, people. Find peace. Invent your own world if you have to. I love y'all.
I've traveled through madness to find myself. And I no longer force things. What flows, flows. And what crashes, crashes. I only have space and energy for things that are meant for me.
But does that not look like it's got oil floating in it? Look at it. That's the water. Here's the grass. There's the water. Look at it. Does that not look like it's got oil? Am I crazy, people? Anyway, thought I'd give you a look around. See that garden? They just walked up. Look at that. I don't know, y'all. That looks like sludge to me. It's slimy looking, y'all. Like there's oil or something floating. Can you see that? What's gonna happen next, people? Your guess is as good as mine.
President Trump has restored the idea of America.
Keep America great! Exclamation point.
The Dow Jones made history today, closing over 26,000 points for the first time.
This is a standout report.
He's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What magic wand do you have?
Hand me down the walking cane. Hand me down my hat.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
The collusion delusion is over.
fake news. Unbelievable. So dishonest.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President. Mr. President.
That's enough. Put down the mic.